Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, you are going to have Seth and George. Both of them, they are from Dallas in Texas in the USA. So let's see what they both have to say. Enjoy the interview. So, so tell me who is George and who is Seth?
I'm George.
I'm Seth.
So hello, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you. So tell me, how's your day going so far?
Good. We're in Park City, Utah for Gay Ski Week.
Okay, amazing. So
Yeah.
how long gonna be there for?
For 4 days.
And it's the first time, or is something that you do every year?
No, this is the first time.
So tell me about the vibe over there.
So far cold. It's been snowing all day.
Yeah.
So
It's gorgeous.
yeah, I mean the snow's beautiful, but a lot of people have gone out skiing this morning. George had some work to do, and so we've just been kind of trying to do like the small errands to get through the day.
I
But
see.
when we get done here, we're gonna maybe check out the hot tub and see if we get a better vibe on the scene.
Oh, thanks so much for taking the time on this vacation for you on this break time. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem.
So tell me, George, where are you guys from?
So originally, well, we're from Dallas, Texas, but
Uh-huh.
Seth is from northeast Arkansas, and I'm from West Texas, northwest Texas.
I see. And Seth, why Texas?
So I grew up in a really rural town in Arkansas, and so as I was growing up, I always just wanted to go to the big city, especially as like a little gay kid. You're around a lot of religion and very hyper masculinity, that kind of thing. So as I grew up, I was like, I'm going to move to New York is where I really wanted to live, and slowly came to find out, New York's probably a little too big. So when I was in school finishing up my doctorate, I did some rotations kind of all around in different cities that were kind of still close to Arkansas, so I could be with my family. And Dallas was one of them, and that was the one that I ended up moving to kind of to start my career.
Amazing. And what you do for a living, both of you?
So I'm a physical therapist.
Okay.
I'm a lawyer.
Wow, amazing. Okay, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life and also about your journey so far, okay?
Awesome.
But before we start our journey within the Magic Box, let's start with Seth. Seth, tell me how you guys meet up for the first time. Tell me, how did your path cross?
Honestly, it's not like this big love story. We met on Scruff.
Okay. Who gave the first message?
I think I did. Yeah, I think I sent the first message.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't like, so we chatted on the Scruff for probably 2-3 months before we actually.
Wow.
When we first met, I wasn't living in Dallas. I was traveling a lot for work. And,
I see.
I flew in to Dallas and was flying to Austin, and I had a layover, and Seth didn't live. He lived pretty close to the airport, so he pulled up in this big black GMC Tahoe or Chevrolet Tahoe, and had me a mixed drink and lunch because I had not eaten lunch, and so it was our first date. Was my layover at the Dallas airport. So.
Oh my God, such a great story. And who fell in love first, in your opinion?
Probably me.
And George, tell me something interesting about Seth. Tell me something that's interesting about him that not many people know.
Dang, you gotta think that hard.
No. Interesting. Well,
that people love about me.
No, that people don't. Not many people.
Oh, they don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Don't know. Okay.
Yeah, something interesting or something that not many people know, or those habits that just as a couple we can find out.
Seth is always well put together. Just, I mean, always like an immaculate dresser. It's always very well put together.
Wow.
And very, like meticulous. He leaves
Nice.
at the door every day. And he just does it. That's the one thing. It's just like, yeah, I bet not many people would think that, because he's the sweetest person too, and a lot of people, because he's very sweet. He very kind and thoughtful. Uh, I am reminded from time to time what a good man he is. He's just so kind to strangers, and especially because of his, well, I guess because of his medical background, like to people that have mobility issues and stuff like that. He'll go out of his way to help, and it amazes me. I just, every time he does that, I fall a little bit. My love renews. My love rekindles.
Oh, he deserves a kiss now, Fat. Sweet. Oh, sweet. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay.
Who'd you like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Right, Seth. So tell me, what's your funniest memory of your time at school?
At school?
Yeah, tell me something like that stands out when you think about your school memories.
So I'm gonna pick college.
Mm-hmm.
I moved from Arkansas, a very rural town, and I moved to a pretty big university in Arkansas, University of Arkansas. I rushed and pledged a fraternity in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and so that right there was probably one of the funnest things ever, because I was meeting people from all over, other states and also within the state. But the cool thing about it was a lot of people had a lot more means than I did, and so we got to go, on trips. We got to go on the lake, on boats, and these were things that I had done, growing up, but very, very minimalistic. And so I don't remember ever feeling so grown, but in the same time, like, I'm not grown at all. So I'm kind of over here just like, oh my gosh, like this is such a big deal. Act cool, act cool, act cool. So the networking and the getting to know people, it was a really cool experience. And then on top of all of that, just the brotherhood and people coming together was really a cool experience for me.
Amazing. Okay, George, you now. Next question is, what do you like the most about yourself?
Well, I mean, if it's not, just myself, if it's not just physical, if excluding physical, I would say that I truly care. I try really hard to think of others. I do to probably a fault, but I do put others before myself.
And you always been this way?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. Let's do it.
I love the dance. Yeah, I love the dance.
Amazing. Okay, George, for you now. Where are you planning to go for your next vacation?
Next vacation is to P-Town, Provincetown.
That's all right. Bordeaux.
Oh, Bordeaux. That's right. We're going to Bordeaux, France in May.
Okay. And you mentioned about Provincetown. Is that other holidays you're planning? Sorry, another vacation you're planning as well, or not?
Yeah. We're in Provincetown over the 4th of July holiday.
I see.
Okay, Seth, for you now, who has been the most influential person in your life?
I'd have to say my mother, for a lot of reasons. My father was really wasn't ever involved in my life. I mean, was kind of one of those people that came in and out. And so as a single mother, she really took impeccable care of me and worked really hard to make sure I had beyond my needs. And so she's been a huge influence in my life.
Wow.
Both positive and negative. Parents aren't always
Of course.
positive, but I choose to look at the positive. She's still one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life.
Okay, so she's watching this interview right now, and you have a moment, an opportunity
To send her a message, what would you say?
There's been a lot of struggles between our family at the moment, and I think what I would tell her is that everything's fine, everything's okay, and there's nothing but love all around, and we need to manifest that and just focus on the love that's between us all. That would be what I would tell her.
Beautiful. Okay.
That's for you now, George. Would you ever get a tattoo, and what that would be?
I've got several.
Okay, so I'm going to put the question a different way.
So tell me, which one is the very first one you ever had? The second one is, which one is the latest one? And also, which one is the most meaningful one?
So the first one I ever had is actually covered up. So it was right here, and it was
I forgot that.
yeah, it was I went to Texas Tech University for college, and it was a double T. It's their trademark. When I got it, this is kind of funny. When I got it, I was 18 years old. I was a first semester freshman, and my dad saw it, and he goes, "Well, stupid, you better graduate." I was like, "Yep," and I did. I went, graduated a lot, So the latest one is, I guess I have a I Providence.
Right.
So.
And then your
the most meaningful one.
It's probably, I don't know if you can see it. It's Seth's birthday.
I see.
In Roman numerals. And then it has 3 lines representing our 3 kids. So.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Ready for another one?
Let's do it. Next question.
the dance. I love the dance. Do we need to do it
Okay,
too?
before the next. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, you can always dance with me. I want to see your moves as well.
George isn't going to do it. So.
Okay, before the next.
That's right. I do liquor.
Right, of course. Checking your profile, I could see that you are both dads, yeah? And tell me, the first part of the question is, what's the biggest joy of being a dad? And also the second part of the question is, how do you feel like, being gay dads? Based on your experience, based on your life, so tell me, how do you navigate, being gay dads? Tell me a little bit about it.
I'll let you start. George is their biological father, so I'll let him start.
Okay.
What's
the
joy of being
it's. I had somebody tell me one time, kids don't make you happy, and that's true. But they give you fulfillment and contentment, and that really is the biggest joy. You get a fulfillment from kids. When they're little, they're just so sweet and just you are their world. And as they grow up, of course, they become people, and you get to see the people that they are. And all three are so different. It's a joy to see them coming into their own, and to see that they're becoming adults, and it's great to think, well, what that they're becoming these adults and they're going to have these great lives. It's also very scary because you're like, oh shit, you're throwing these children out into the world. But it's very fulfilling. It's
I see.
And being gay dads in Dallas, in Texas, how do you feel about it? How about your kids? They always being aware of it. You always being open with them. So tell me a little bit about it.
You know, Texas is still very conservative, but living in Dallas, it's a little bit more liberal. Um, as far as the difficulties with us being gay, the fortunate part with that is that we're both pretty masculine guys. Most people think we're brothers. So, you know, um, when we go in public with the kids, oddly enough, his two youngest look more like me, blue eyes, fairer skin. His oldest looks more like him, red hair, brown eyes, so they think that we're brothers and we're out with our kids. So, we don't really have a lot of issues with people, um, you know, discriminating against us in any sort of way. It's more
Hmm.
when, uh, they're like, oh, you're with your dad or you're with, like people start trying to figure us out and then they get a little confused. But in the end, they just gonna walk away confused. So to answer that question, as far as with the kids, I mean, the kids have run into a little, a few snags in school, but nothing major. The big thing is that kids these days are so much more open,
Yeah,
honest, upfront, kind, more fluid, and so sexuality just isn't a huge thing. Um,
I
we
see.
have we have a 11th grader, 7th grader, and a 6th grader. Um,
Right.
they're all very hyper aware, and they accept me, love me as a parent. They call me their bonus dad. We don't call
Oh,
it
sweet.
step because that sounds so negative. I gave them a choice to give me three names. One of them was bonus dad. I chose that one. So I think if anything, we're a good image of how this can really work and really be a positive thing. I mean, the kids really see um, their mother, George, and I as all parental figures, and um, it's honestly been a huge blessing. And we're very fortunate that there hasn't been issues with that, especially living in a conservative state. And Dallas, although liberal, is not all that liberal.
I see.
So we're
Amazing.
fortunate.
Okay, Seth, let's go with you now. What
3 things do you want to be remembered for?
What three things do I want to be remembered for? I want to be remembered for probably my kindness, my overwhelming sense of need to support people in a positive manner, um, and then also just being a fun person. Somebody that like is infectious that you want to be around, that you know is a joy to be with and that will always be there for you. And I think those are things that I emulate with my friends and family.
I see. Okay. Okay, George, for you now. What hurt your feelings?
What hurts your feelings?
hurts my feelings. Uh, shit. What does hurt my feelings?
I can tell you.
Oh.
No, go, you need to answer your question.
I would say probably like a feeling of being left out. That's yeah. Nobody wants to be forgotten. So that's about it.
And saying that, George, when you think about life, what's the meaning of life for you?
What's the meaning of life for me?
Oof, I'm glad I didn't get that question.
Well, for me, it's that I'm a Christian. I'm a Methodist.
Mhm.
I belong to the Methodist Church, and John Wesley said that you do all the good you can to all the people you can for as long as you can until you can't, and
Wow.
that is the meaning of life for me. To
Wow.
do the most good. So
Well said.
Yes, absolutely. I even got goosebumps now. It's so
Oh,
powerful.
wow.
It's powerful what you just said now. And I think we are here, life for us is It's about living life, knowing that, there are people around us that are crossing our paths for a reason, people that you need to care about, people that, is just think about others as well. It's about ourselves, of course, but also people around us, even people who cross our paths for a day, a reason, or for something. I think we need to appreciate that as well, for sure.
Well, we're all people. We all deserve dignity and respect.
Totally. We are in the same boat. We are just in the same
We're
boat.
all the same.
We're all
Totally.
just trying to make it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And Seth, saying that, what has been the most, let's say, meaningful lesson or something that life has taught you so far that you are grateful for?
What is the most meaningful lesson that I've learned or life that's taught me so far? I think that like don't sweat the small stuff. I used to be I would consider myself a type A more personality, but a little bit of an AB. But I think just living in the moment, breathing, taking your time, not rushing through life. Uh, I don't really know why, but in the past I was always in a rush to got to get this done to get to the next thing, and it's like, well, what am I trying to get to? And I had a phenomenal counselor that kind of helped me through that and was, like, what are we doing here? Like, what is the rush? What are you stressing about? What's your anxiety about? And when you just stop, take a breath, slow down, you can enjoy life so much more. There's so much more to see, so much more to be had, so much more interaction, everything. And I still have to check myself on that sometimes. I still have to slow it down. But I think that would be my biggest thing.
Beautiful. 2 questions left. Let's do it. I want to see you dancing. Okay, George, let's start with you now. What can make you cry and what can make you really happy?
That's a hard question.
That's a hard question. I don't.
For you,
I don't. I don't cry much, or I'm not very emotional. But it really kind of it breaks my heart especially when I see something like somebody's getting kicked and downtrodden. It really hurts. I think the last time I actually broke down and cried, the kids and I were coming back from school and we were listening to a news program and they were talking about this couple in Texas after the Supreme Court took away Roe v. Wade, and this poor woman was 7 months pregnant and she was having so many issues, and because Texas outlawed abortion, she couldn't get care, and it really struck me that she was just trying to get care, and she had it broke my heart that she was being oppressed, and kids were like, "Are you crying?" I was like, "No." But anyway, and what makes me happy, I'll be honest with you, what makes me really happy is being with my people, being with Seth, being with kids, and I'm very touchy feely. Whenever I have kids around and just laying on me, or Seth and I are in bed watching a movie and he's snuggled up next to me, it just makes me happy. That's just the happiest I can be.
And do you think that happiness is a choice?
Yeah, I do, and I think happiness is fleeting. I think that joy is something that's more permanent, and happiness is just is fleeting. It's just a state of mind. But joy, finding your joy and finding your purpose and finding your fulfillment, that's what matters when you're 86 years old and you're ugly and your bones hurt, and it's that, not having some fleeting happiness because you got a nice car or whatever, good watch. That's all nothing.
I see. Cool. That's for you now. What's the biggest prize you ever won?
The biggest prize I've ever won. I don't win anything. I am like the least lucky person on earth. So I'm gonna be really cliche and say he's the luckiest prize I've ever won. And no, but for real, uh, I had gone, excuse me, I had gone through a lot of bad relationships, and George is not my first marriage. And when I met George, it was on the terms of, you know, this is, I'm not looking for a relationship. I don't want anything serious. And the beauty of the prize and what we're saying here is that, he showed me a life and happiness that I never would have had.
Wow.
He showed me things that I didn't think I was able to have anymore. So to me, that's a huge prize. I mean, just to have somebody that loves me and cares about me unconditionally, it's so hard to find these days because there's so much surface, and relationships are hard work, even the best relationships. And so I think he's my prize. This relationship's my prize. I've never ever, at a certain point, I thought I would never ever be with somebody long term, and I can confidently say that I would be very surprised if him and I weren't together till the day we die. So that to me is a huge prize in life.
Oh my God, if you could see my arms now, everywhere, everywhere. Oh my God, it's so powerful, Pat, and I totally agree with you. I think, sometimes through our lives, we, you got a bit emotional because it's so beautiful. Because, sometimes people cross our path, they leave lessons, they leave memories, they leave, a lot of things. But we know when someone comes into our lives and you just feel it, like, as you said, you just feel that, it meant to be, it meant to cross, it meant to be there. And in our world, the gay scene, not so wrong with that. I think there is this stigma where, relationships, they cannot be for too long. It's difficult to find someone. It's always the next one. But it's not always like that. There are people that comes into our lives. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter where you are, which part of your life you are, but people come and somehow they stay and they come to be with us. And what you just said now, it makes all sense and it's genuine as well. So thanks for sharing that. Thanks.
Thank you.
Last question. Ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. Last question. Okay, but before the last question, tell me, both of you, tell me, being gay in Dallas. You already mentioned that, you can be yourself. It's welcome. I had a few guests from Dallas here on the show, and there's a neighborhood as well. It's well known for being gay, and you can kind of be your truly self. Did you always felt, comfortable in your skin? Like literally you felt always you can be your truly self, you can express the way you are over there, or sometimes you need to watch out? It's not always like that. You can kind of not have all the time. How do you see that in Dallas in your daily basis?
I mean, I look at it this way. Honestly, I feel day to day to be very comfortable in my skin, and to be affectionate with Seth in Dallas. I mean, you go outside of Dallas and to the more of the rural areas, back to his hometown or my hometown. Yeah, you have to be careful. And honestly, I think that we're lucky. We're privileged. It's not luck. It's privileged that we have privilege. I mean, we're two tall, big, white men, and there's a privilege to that we recognize that there are others in this community that do not have that, and that do not feel able to be themselves in Dallas, and less so once they get out of the bubble. And so, yes, I feel comfortable, but I think that has a lot to do with my privilege.
How about you, Seth? Did you ever had a situation where you you felt uncomfortable about being gay, or someone was surprised that you were gay, or you had a situation that you could need to confront something or not?
Yeah, a little kind of piggybacking off of George here. My uncomfortability more is in the fact that, like I was saying earlier, us being pretty hyper masculine men, um, you know, straight people meeting you and assuming you're married to a woman.
Yeah.
And then I've even come out at work and people still assume I'm with a woman. Like I don't know if they thought it was a joke or what. And so or you get that response of just like, oh, okay. Well, that's cool. It's like, we don't go around being like to straight people, oh, that's cool, you're straight. So I think that
Yeah.
that's been the bigger thing that's hard to navigate, because I don't want to be singled out. I don't want to be pointed out. Don't want to be that person that, most people are like, oh, no, 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 he's not gay. And it's like, yeah, no, I am, and I have the husband of, like, what do you need us? We've even had people ask us to do, public displays of affection to prove that we're gay, and it's like, that's crazy to me that people can't just take our word for it. So as far as that goes, it's uncomfortable. As far as like being in the community and being gay and touching George or anything, I agree with George. Outside of Dallas, it can be a little iffy, but in the city, I don't care. And we've never had somebody say something or make a face or anything. So I feel fairly comfortable, but we both grew up in very rural areas, so we're always kind of looking over our shoulders. Who's looking at us, who sees us, who's, because we don't want any kind of issues. Yeah.
Okay. Last question is, let's go with your facts. What's your morning ritual?
Me?
Yeah.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
My morning ritual on like a regular day, like a work day.
Yeah, okay, let's say a regular day and a work day.
Okay, so on a day off, I get up, like, sleeping a little late, usually hug and kiss on this guy, beg him to take me to breakfast, and then like battle out where we're gonna go, which is like maybe 2 or 3 places. Pretty chill mornings, coffee, breakfast, gym maybe, and then on a work day, I'm like, go, go, go. Get up, shower, put on clothes. I'm in a rush. George is kind enough, his work schedule, I have to be at work by 7. George has to be at work by 9. And he knows I'm not much of a morning person. So he gets up with me at 7, makes my lunch for me while I'm showering, makes my breakfast. So I'm very, very fortunate to have a partner or a husband that takes such good care of me. But in the mornings, I'm kind of like, meh, like not having this.
Usually, who fall asleep first? Who fell asleep first between both? Really?
I fall asleep first.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. This guy,
Really?
he could go to sleep right now if you asked him to. He would do
No,
it.
please, no, please. Let's wait the interview finish. And who between both of you, who cooks the most, more often?
Oh man, that's like 50-50.
It really is.
Yeah.
During the work week, I cook.
Okay.
And on the weekends, and when we have more kids around, and he's off, he cooks. So
I see.
I would literally say, if it's not 50-50, it's close. Very close. Yeah.
I see. Okay, George, let's go for you now. Okay, good message. Right, that's my favorite question of the Magic Box, and came up for you, George. Send away a message to someone, but you don't need to tell who this message is for.
Send a message to someone, need to tell who the message is for?
Yeah, you don't need to tell her, just the person who is watching right now gonna go, okay, I know this message is for me. You don't need to tell who this message is for, just for the person who is watching right now.
That's a good one. Well, I would say that I'd say I love you, I love you no matter what, no matter what you are, no matter what you do. Nothing can make me love you any less or any more. To the end of the world.
Sweet, very sweet. Okay, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay? Right. Let's start with facts. One word for money.
Prosperity.
George?
For money,
Yeah?
poverty.
Okay. George, let's go with you now. One word for family.
Family, love.
Facts?
Fellowship.
Okay. Facts. One word for life.
Long lasting.
George?
Good.
George, one word for fear.
Poverty.
Facts?
Snakes.
Ooh.
I like that.
Okay, Facts. Let's go with you. One word for love.
Warm.
George?
Touch.
Okay. George, one word for life.
Life.
Yeah.
Family.
Facts?
Friends. He kind of takes spot.
Facts. One word for sex.
It was hot.
George?
Man.
Ooh. I like it. Okay, George, one word for religion.
Christ.
Facts?
Faith.
Okay. Fact, one word for politics.
Ugh. Complicated.
George?
Over it.
That's 2 words.
Oh, damn.
It's okay. George, one word for friendship.
I don't know. That's a good one. One more friendship.
I can see that thinking now, like thinking. what am I
Yeah,
gonna say?
I don't, ask him. I'll come back to me.
Okay, so Pat, one word for friendship.
Everlasting.
George.
I would say companionship.
Beautiful. Okay, Pat, one word for desire.
That's sex.
George, one word for desire.
Can't say what we really want to say.
Harry.
Harry.
All right.
All right.
Okay, George, one word for regret.
Yeah, the past. The past.
Path. Pat, one word for regret.
Disappointment.
Okay. For you again, Pat, one word for success.
Happiness.
George?
Stability.
George, one word for wish.
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 Silliness.
Seth?
Prosperity.
Okay. Happiness, one word, Seth.
What was the word again?
Happiness.
Happiness. Family.
George?
Fleeting.
Amazing. George, one word for Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah?
Okay.
Seth, one word for Texas.
Home.
Okay. You again, Seth, one word for USA.
Freedom.
George?
I would say complicated.
I see. Okay, got it. Right, so okay, George, let's go for you now. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your 3 kids, yeah, and I'm going to ask them. Define your dad, George, in one positive and one negative word only. What they would say?
One positive. I think they would say that I'm always there. That is stable. That is there. One negative, I would say, I could be a hard ass. I could be hard on.
I see. Okay, Seth, let's pretend I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friends, what's the most beautiful thing about Seth? What they would say about you?
That's most okay. Let me think. Loyal to a fault.
Okay. And something that you need to improve on, to work on. What they would say about you?
Probably being hard on myself.
See.
Overcritical on myself.
What's your star sign astrology?
I'm a Leo.
And you, George?
What about?
I forgot.
Am I Libra?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're Libra.
Yeah.
Libra. I see. Okay, let's play now. George and Seth in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let's do it. All right. Who'd you like to ask me a question first?
I will.
Okay.
Where are you from?
Right, good question. So I'm originally from Brazil. Yeah, I was born in Brazil. And when I was 19 years old, I moved to Portugal, and I lived for 5 years in Portugal. And I've been living in England, in London, for 18 years now. It's been most of my life has been in London, in England. So London is home for me now. So I love being here. I'm meant to be here. You know what I mean? I think it's so interesting how life takes you in a direction not expecting. You know, back in Brazil, when I was 12 years old, I was studying English, and I was passionate about the language. And I always wanted to live in a country where I could speak English every single day. So I live a dream every day. So yeah. Any question, George? Oh, sorry, Seth?
Yeah. If you were an animal, what would you be and why?
Great question, great question. You know what? The first one that came to my mind straight away was a dolphin. Yeah, I think there's something about them that I've always been so fascinated. You know, I think we talk about kindness before. I think there are kindness around them. You know, I think it's something about it that I don't know. I feel sometimes that they are trying to tell us something or to teach us something. There's something about them that I've always been fascinated about it. You know, so yeah, I would say a dolphin for sure. Yeah.
And they're gay.
Yeah,
Are they?
Yeah, they male dolphins mate with other male dolphins.
Oh my God, you just made my day now. I didn't know that. I got it. My God, that's amazing. Oh, wow. Great. Did you enjoy the interview?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
it was
fun.
fun, yeah.
It's fun.
By the way, thanks again for taking the time for the interview. Thanks again for being so kind and so sweet. I think it's amazing to talk to a couple, you know, with this beautiful connection. And again, it's a great privilege to have you both on the show. I think you know, when I see beautiful guys together, you know, being honest and being open, and you know, sharing their love, and you know, I think it's beautiful to see, to break some stigmas out there that, you know, we have, include all of us. I think we have stigmas, and see someone, you know, a beautiful couple talking about that, not just being together, but being a dad as well, you know, and you know, navigate through it. I think it's inspiring. So thanks again for taking the time for the interview. And before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
I kind of live by, you know, tomorrow can always be a better day.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to make it a better day. Spread love,
Beautiful.
kindness, and joy.
Yeah. Be kinder than you have to be.
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay, so regards to your kids, to your family and friends, and you keep in touch, okay? It was a pleasure having you on the show. Thanks again, okay?
Appreciate
Have a
it.
great day.
Thanks, William.
Enjoy your vacation, okay?
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.